Hello, and congratulations on getting accepted into Clemson University. If you are here, you are listening to the new student orientation presentation for communication majors. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Kayla Gartner. I am the academic advisor for both communication and sports communication. I am from Columbia, South Carolina, and I graduated from Clemson back in 2013 with a Spanish degree and a management minor. So I am so happy that I am your advisor. Here are the business hours, the office location, as well as phone and email. Please note that I do not have a g.clemson email account, and I will not receive any emails that are sent to g.clemson, only kaylag@clemson.edu. If you ever want to schedule an academic advising appointment, they are available through the Tiger Guide app or clemson.campus.eab.com. In this presentation, we're going to go over FERPA, the academic advising overview, courses for the upcoming semester, AP IB dual enrollment transfer credits, the modern language placement test, any additional information, as well as advising expectations and next steps. Academic advising during orientation. Part 1 is going to be communication and general advising information, which we are doing now. And part 2 is going to be the individual advising and course registration. Part 2 is for students only. So first, let's talk about FERPA. FERPA stands for Family Education Rights and Privacy Act. This allows eligible students certain rights of disclosure, non-disclosure, and correction of their education records. In college, students become the primary point of contact. Parents and guardians no longer have direct access to grades, attendance, assignments, or academic information. This includes the academic advising process. When should parents, family members, and guests join the advising process? As far as completing the modules, everyone is encouraged to watch the presentation and generate questions together. One-on-one advising with the advisor, registration for classes, and advising follow-up after orientation are for students only. In your electronic advising packet, you will have an orientation sequence planner, which will be emailed to you, the communication curriculum sheet, AP IB equivalency chart, the TESOL, which stands for Transfer Course Equivalency List, general education classes, the Clemson Math Placement handout, and registration how-to guides. So for the modern language placement test, the languages that we have at Clemson are in the first point, but you are only required to take the placement test if you have any experience in French, German, Russian, or Spanish. This test must be completed prior to your scheduled advising appointment. During orientation registration, you must register for the course in which you were placed on the placement test. If you want to move to a different level, you can speak with the instructor of your class before the first day of classes. If you're a transfer student and you are coming in with any modern language credit, you will not need to take this test. So in the communication major, there are different emphasis areas, and an emphasis area is required. So the 4 different emphasis areas are health communication, strategic communication, media and technology studies, and generalist. So for the health communication emphasis area, this prepares students with the conceptual and applied foundations for success in a field that examines communication in health promotion and in healthcare. So this emphasis area allows students to explore health communication across the domains of a patient-provider communication, campaigns and intervention, communication technologies, health inequalities, and health systems locally and around the world. For strategic communication, this prepares students to explore organizational stakeholder relationships through various methods, theories, and topical areas. This emphasis area allows students to study and employ practices that are meant to persuade and inform across various publics. Media and technology studies. This emphasis area engages students in research, theory, and application of mass communication theory, media history, technologies, new media, culture, and forms of inquiry that expand and enhance the student's ability to navigate and be successful in a dynamic and evolving global society. And finally, we have generalists. This allows students to engage across the broad collection of theoretical and practical content offered by the department curriculum in the areas of health communication, strategic communication, media technologies, studies, and other courses of interest. A minor is also required for all communication majors. Some popular minors within the communication major are athletic leadership, brand communications, sociology, English, nonprofit leadership, modern languages, cluster social sciences minor, and psychology. Please note that Clemson has over 80 minors offered here. So if none of these interest you, that is okay. You can definitely choose a minor that is not on this list. AP, IB, and dual enrollment. Send all test scores and transcripts to Clemson as soon as you can. Check IROAR to ensure credits have transferred. Clemson enforces prereq enrollment, and there may be courses for which you can use that transfer credit. If you know you did not pass an AP or IB exam, or you do not plan on taking the exam, let your advisor know in the advising appointment. For AP credit, if you did not put your social security number on your score report, Clemson cannot match it to your student record. We assume credit if you do not yet know your score. The only way to officially receive credit is to send those scores. You may need to follow up and adjust your schedule with me once scores are received. Transcripts also need to be sent directly to Clemson from each institution attended. Transcripts cannot be sent through third parties. Course equivalencies can be checked via the T-cell, and if the class is not yet in the T-cell, admissions will evaluate the course for equivalency upon receiving your transcript. Your credits process and what degree requirements for which they count can be checked through IROAR and DegreeWorks and or your transcript. Here is the orientation sequence planning for communication majors. So here we have COM 1010, a non-literature requirement, a math requirement, modern languages, a social science requirement, an elective, and a CU 1000 class. CU 1000 is required for every student at Clemson. In the middle are some alternative courses, and please note your course plan may look a little different depending on the credits that you bring in. If you have AP, IB, dual enrollment, or transfer credit, there are many courses that may be taken in the first semester that are required to graduate in communication. If this applies to you, we will discuss this during your individual advising appointment. So the Academic Success Center is a huge resource for students at Clemson. If you are struggling in a class, there is one-on-one tutoring as well as group tutoring. If you need help with time management or knowing how to study, then that is what academic coaching is for at the Academic Success Center. I encourage students to visit the ASC at least once or twice each semester. Due to the challenging nature of transitioning to college and the rigorous coursework, students in need of accommodations are strongly encouraged to reach out to the Student Accessibility Services as soon as possible. All student accommodations are initiated through that office. To schedule a virtual appointment, please email that office, and they are also located on the second floor of the Academic Success Center. Student involvement is also very important at Clemson. There are over 500 organizations on Clemson's campus. You can participate in club soccer, you can participate in intramural basketball. There are also clubs such as the Chocolate Milk Club or the Chick-fil-A Club or the Cheese Club. There is something for everybody here on Clemson's campus. It's also important that students learn to positively work through stress and anxiety. Unfortunately, those two things can come with college at times, but we want to make sure that you have the proper resources to get through the stress and anxiety. For example, meeting with me, your advisor, meeting with professors, visiting the ASC. Those are certain ways that you can be sure to positively work through the stress and anxiety that you may have. Please utilize your @clemson.edu email accounts moving forward. All advisors utilize the @clemson.edu. As I said earlier, any email sent to @g.clemson will go unanswered, and please sign each email with your first and last name and your CUID number. After this presentation, you will receive an email requesting that you sign up for your one-on-one advising appointment with me. Appointment slots fill up quickly, and the only way to choose your class registration time, is to meet with me first. In your advising appointment, I'm going to provide a tentative fall schedule based on credits that you bring in, if applicable. An incoming student should expect to take between 14 and 16 credit hours. Please notify me if anything changes with AP IB dual enrollment transfer credit. Any financial aid questions, please reach out to the financial aid office. Please, 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 please check your Clemson email and become familiar with CU Navigate. This is how appointments are scheduled, and this is where all the important advising notes will be, and it will be your responsibility to access these notes. For registration, it's students only. Make sure you have dual capabilities on your phone. Review those notes and handouts, and please be flexible. After this presentation, think about courses you plan to take during the fall semester, discuss with family, schedule your advising appointment, take the modern language placement test or the math placement test if needed. My honor students, follow honors advising instructions, review the advising expectations in your orientation module. Remember, advising is a shared responsibility between student and advisor. Complete the rest of your orientation models, and they are located in the IROAR registration presentation. Thank you all so much for listening. If you have any questions for me, here is my email, kaylag@clemson.edu. Thank you again, and go Tigers.